start a business. Start a business, and I'm only gonna really appeal to not everyone here. Like, quite I don't know if it's a minority of in general, probably a minority of people, but I guess people that watch my channel are quite entrepreneurial, spirited people. So I reckon this would apply to you definitely. But honestly, if I was you, I would definitely start a business. And it doesn't really matter like what you kind of go into, but but and you don't have to go in with the idea of business from day one. Although definitely that is also a very viable and great option to do. But you can always start off with something with that as a pursuit, which will later develop into a business at least. And what I mean by that, for example, is like, let's say you start making content. You don't necessarily always go into it as a business. Obviously, some people do, but some people don't. Like, it doesn't matter. But that kind of thing, like it just becomes one once, I don't know, you decide to make it one, I guess. But why I say always kind of go for that business option, and this is just my opinion and this is my point of view, but I just think like the you're always capped. If you kind of work a 9 to 5, you're always capped. And the only way, and what I actually mean by that is that you're capped on the amount of money that you can earn, typically speaking. Like, for example, if you compare this to a business, now, of course, let's say you get, you know, X amount per year, your annual income, and you might get a little bit more for bonuses, whatever, but you're typically capped. At least the more you put in, even if it's a job where the more you put in, the more you get out, you're still kind of capped because you have limited amount of hours available for you to put in, right? And people get tired, whatever. Obviously, this can be applied to the businesses as well, but with businesses, you have the power to automate that. And you can technically make money while you sleep, basically. But why I say or start a business is because, number one, it's not the easy thing to do, because if it was the easy thing to do, then everyone would do it and you'd see a massive increase in businesses in the world. But it's not easy, and actually it will probably take way more hours than actually doing a 9 to 5 or a normal job. And it makes sense because if it's because of the potential reward, the greater reward that you can get from it, both financially and kind of, in my opinion, flexibility as well, it's harder. There's a lot more upfront preparation and cost of pursuit, cost of the hours you put in, basically, is required. Now, if you're young, right? This is the way I'm thinking at the moment. Like, if you're young and you live at your parents' home, or you basically don't have many outgoings, you don't have much spending. You might not earn much, that's fine, but you might not be spending much. AKA, you don't have to pay a mortgage, or you don't have to look after other people necessarily, like for example kids or whatever. Um, if you don't have big expenses like that, then what you're privileged with is time, and the way you allocate your time will dictate your success. Because if you decide to kind of waste your time on things that don't actually add true value to your life, in the future, when you do have those mortgages, when you do have those kids, when you do have so much more responsibility, you don't want to be faced with regret of, I should have started this when I was in my 20s, or I should have pursued this, and where would that have taken me now? So you don't want to be in that position. That's why I say start a business. I think when you start a business, like, you need to realize that it's not easy, it's difficult, but the outcome and the it's all going to be worth it. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to tell you how to start a business, because that's not my speciality. You know, I don't really know myself. I'm learning myself. But what I will tell you is that there are so many good people on the internet. And if you're able to watch my videos, then you can watch their videos to really maximize and to use that potential. And one person I highly recommend you watch is, I've already made a video on him already, but just people like Alex Hormozi. I think he is incredible in the way that he offers so much value in the form of free content, and even the kind of books that he's published, incredible. I'm actually reading one at the moment, the first one, volume 1, 100 million offers. Or so far I'm like 25% of the way through, and I've just learned so much. And I'm not here, like, I don't get a commission or anything like that if I promote his books or anything like that. No, I'm literally here telling you for free that it's actually incredible. And by reading that book, you're not going to get, you know, rich or anything like that. You have to put that idea away. But by engaging in those kind of quality content and content that really do add value to you, you will automatically start gaining the most valuable, one of the most valuable assets, which is knowledge. And then once you get the knowledge, you can start distributing your knowledge accordingly to different things, and that's how you grow. Now, I'm in a process where, you know, it's a new year, and for me, like, I think I want to treat my first 3 months of the year in one phase, and that phase is the knowledge phase, is where I try and just sit down and read, watch, consume as much quality content, knowledge as I can, and from that I can start to make good decisions that will favor me in my growth and potential. So I urge you to do the same. You might not be in a position where you can start a business, and I'm not talking about financially, because technically, from stuff I've watched, stuff I've read and stuff, you can start a business with zero and with nothing, right? 100% is possible, right? It's just the way you frame your mind, and how you tackle obstacles, and what kind of mindset you have. But what I say is, if you're in a position where you literally have your clean slate, you literally have no idea, you have no clue what to do, whatever, then that's perfect. Because step one is knowledge acquisition. Acquire as much knowledge, consume as much knowledge as possible. Forget playing your video games. Forget watching like content that you don't need to watch, videos that you don't need to watch. Even if it's my videos and you feel like, nah, you know what, it's not cutting for me anymore, don't watch it. I'm not telling you to watch my content. I'm saying consume the quality content that you know, that when I say quality content, I technically believe my content is quality, because, you know, I'm literally giving you free perspective from my opinion. Everything that I learn, I like to share. So I'm not sitting here and hiding anything or gatekeeping. But what I am doing is telling you that it is definitely possible, and you have to basically use it as knowledge acquisition. Use this phase as acquiring as much knowledge as possible before you go out into the world and distribute it.